Hi, I'm Dream Rider 007.
And I'm Chance the Guy. And today we're going to be talking strategy. We're going to be talking thorns and how to use it. Welcome to Monster Mountain.
All right, well, thanks for joining us in this video. We're going to be talking about thorns and how to use them. Uh, Thorns is one of the tools that you can use. Your cards, when you come out here, you're going to see that some of them have, when you mouse over, they have this thorny picture. That's thorns. When hit with a melee attack, does damage back to the attacker. So you're going to notice that several of the monsters have thorns, and a lot of them don't. And they're quite often the thorns are on some kind of a melee character, but there are cases where they are on casters. So there's some thorns. A case of them being on casters just happens to be this guy that I showed you. See, he's a caster, but he's a caster tank because he takes reduced damage, and he has the thorns ability. So how do you use thorns whenever you're on the Splinterlands battlefield?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I use thorns with my level 4 Lord Uranithus. That's the only way.
Dude, that card is so OP. So, for those of you who don't know, this is actually a reward card. It's no longer available, it's out of print. So you can't, the only way to get them now is to buy them off the market. But this guy is just a straight frontline tank, and there it is, Thorns, man. And he has the reduced damage. He has no offensive capabilities, but he also takes reduced magic damage, and he bounces magic. The only way to really get that guy is with arrows. He was a reward card that you used to be able to earn in your daily rewards. And if we go out here and we look at the market price, this guy is worth quite a bit of money. It's like, you see this one's listed for 90 bucks, 95 bucks. Just for a level 1, the cheapest is $9.45. Keep in mind, nobody paid any money for these cards. They were given out as rewards, and now you have to buy them, and people are paying a pretty good price for this card, and considering you need 11 of them to max out.
Yeah, I would say he's probably my favorite Thorns card, my favorite tank all around. It's what he was meant to do. He doesn't have any attack. The only problem I noticed with him, which I did not realize, is there is when you have snipe, I put him on my back line during a snipe battle where all magic and ranged, I think, had the snipe ability. And because he doesn't have any melee attack, he just gets bypassed, and they just blew up my entire team except for the Lord. It was a horrible round for me.
So that is actually a good point. In a snipe match, you put him as your first non-melee guy, and he will take and reflect a lot of that damage and save the rest of your team.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I put him on the very back. Apparently, that was a newbie mistake.
Yeah, he also, so in all melee monsters have sneak. That's when you would put him on the back line in the very last position.
Oh, gotcha. Whoops.
So another one of my favorite guys is the Spineback Turtle. He's fairly tanky. Coupled with the Crustacean King, you get some extra shielding, you get thorns, you get healing, and you get all of this combo for only 7 mana, which can be quite useful in the low level matches, and also in anything that's under 25 mana. This is a really good, powerful combo that uses thorns.
Well, I've never seen a high level crustacean king. I didn't realize that he has protect. That's actually, I really like the protect ability. Anything that buffs your entire team is really strong, in my opinion.
Most definitely. When you get to the higher level matches, so when you're bouncing up around gold, diamond, and champion, so we'll come out here. The season just reset. Uh, you get to use a lot of the abilities in gold. You get to use all the abilities in diamond. You can use all the max level guys. And it really, a lot of the strategy has to do with where you place your thorns and what group buffs you're bringing to the firefight.
That makes sense.
Okay, so let's get right in it. I went ahead and played a couple of melee matches, so we'll just go ahead and do this one. So we had some audio problems in the last one. You'll notice that I'm using the push to talk button. We're hoping that this corrects the issue. We had a little feedback loop in the last one, so hopefully this will help everybody out. So you get anything you would like to say before we start this one up?
Let's see. Electric eels, the shark, and the crustacean king. I really do like the gold level 9 sneak 3 mana creature. I forget her name, but she is a mainstay in almost all of my battles, especially if I'm playing Fire Splinter.
Yeah, most definitely. That sneak comes in very handy.
Elven Cutthroat, there we go. That's my lady.
Yeah, that one's pretty strong. So you notice in this one, I have opted to put my thorns in the very front position. He opted to put his thorns in the very back position. So as we go through this, we'll see how this kind of plays out. So this guy right here is fast. He has a 6 speed, he has dodge, he has flying. That makes him very hard to hit. If I didn't have thorns on my front line, I most likely would have lost this match because I can't actually hit this guy with anything, as you'll see. So you can see the thorn damage. So these two guys both attack his back line, and you can see that I took a lot of thorn damage, and then when he returned fired me, my guy died.
Wow.
So that was the turning point in the battle right there when his little baby dragon attacked the Thorns character. It killed him, and then that allowed me to actually finish up the rest of this fight.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, when I was first watching this, I know we just saw, whenever you replayed this match, that it was a victory for you, but I was like, looks like you're losing.
Yeah, those thorns and killing that bird up front really made it, and it was still a close battle.
And that's why Thorns is an MVP. I mean, it's a strong ability, definitely.
It can really sway a lot of matches. Now, something I would like to point out, if you're new to Splinterlands, so this is only in Diamond, you'll notice that I made 143 Dark Energy Crystals for that fight. Once you get up into Diamond, your Dark Energy Crystal income is going to skyrocket. In Champion, it's even higher than that. So you get to 220 quite often in the Champion bracket. Okay, let me go ahead and I played another one with Thorns. Let's see how this one's lined up. I'll let you go ahead and talk about the setup here and tell me. We kind of know who wins, unfortunately, but you can tell me what you think of my placement here.
Okay, so let's see. We have Thorns on the front line. Okay, it probably looks like it's going to work out well because they have quite a few melee characters. Looks like the ranged. Okay, but you have Shield on the front character as well, which helps reduce the incoming damage. It's looking pretty good. You have the Orc guy in the back, going to slow their team. I think that's the slow and reduce health. I want to say, is the slow reduce health or is that reduce attack?
So this guy is, he does the reduce health and the slow monster, and then this guy adds a double slow, and then the summoner actually adds yet a third slow. This is a speed build, so I have Thorns and a fast guy on the front, and what I'm trying to do is attack his speed and make him miss a lot so that only the magic gets through.
No, with the Phoenix and dodge on the front character, that definitely looks like a smart play.
And with these speed builds, the having flying, dodge, and then a 5 speed, this will be a much higher speed, and he'll actually be fairly hard to hit.
You know, I looked at the price of the Elemental Phoenix, and man, especially Alpha card, that is probably the fifth or sixth most expensive card right now. A lot of people are really trying to play that Elemental Phoenix, so that one looks real nice there.
I'll give you a little pro tip. The Elemental Phoenix, when you play them in silver, in the silver ranked tournaments, it's a level 2, and it still gets blast. And it will have 3 damage, so it'll be blasting 6 damage every round. And I can't tell you how many matches in those silver tournaments I win because of the Elemental Phoenix.
Oh, I see. That makes a lot of sense.
So, those things you pick up, the prize pools for all the tournaments have recently increased, so picking up a little bit here or there, that's like free money.
Yeah, that's free cards, so you can get even stronger.
Alright, let's go ahead and play this one out. Now, so he has dodge, shield, thorns. This guy has retaliate and then enrage, so when he takes some damage, he's going to get beefy. Yeah, look at that, 8-5.
Holy moly. Good thing your character has dodge, otherwise... Oh, didn't even get to swing. Watch out. The Phoenix in action.
Yeah, if you look at all their speeds have been reduced pretty substantially, and so one of the things in the speed build, if his guys had got to go first, I would have taken a lot more damage, and this might have gone the other way. But since the speed with the armor, see, this guy still took quite a bit of damage, but the little bit of 2 damage can really make a big difference.
If I'm going to be honest right there, I'm going to say I had to turn away from the screen. That was a bloodbath.
Dude, that was a bloodbath, man. I gotta admit.
Oh, man.
So in the Splinterlands, I will tell you that it's going to go both ways. You're going to be on the receiving end of some of those. There's some very creative players that come out with some new builds, especially in the Diamond and Champion ranks, and then you're just like, wow, how did that work? Or some their abilities will go off and yours won't, and it can get pretty bloody sometimes.
I've been that other person on the other end. For instance, you play Thorns, and then they're playing Water, so all they have is magic. Feels real good. Feels nice.
Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Well, that's going to be it for this strategy lesson. So Thorns on the front or the back end. Thorns work really well in melee have sneak. You put it on the back end. Only all melee characters can attack from any position. Of course, you put Thorns on the front end. You were shown a couple of different ways. There's speed Thorns you can try with red. And then there's any other type of Thorns that you can do with pretty much any other color. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's discussion on Thorns. We've got a couple of thorny warriors right here. I'm Dream Rider 007.
And I'm Chance the Guy.
Alright, until next time, may your battles be thorny and bloody.